Welcome to TLC Tech Talks. My name is Clint Hunt-Rods, a graduate assistant for the TLC Teacher Leader Center. And today we're going to be looking at how to use Microsoft Word's Review tab, which includes the track changes as well as comments feature. To start, we'll just open up a Microsoft Word document. I have one here which is a former results section of a paper proposal, but in thinking about how these Microsoft Word functions can be applied, there is an unlimited amount of possibilities. It could be a teacher grading a student, it could be a peer looking at another peer's paper or writing, it could be faculty working with other faculty members. The options are endless, and do not feel like whatever I show here is the only option that this could be used with. So to start, in looking at the Microsoft Word document, we're currently set to the Home tab. If we scroll over third all the way from the right up top, our Review tab is there. If I click on Review, you'll see that I have a big button here right in the middle that says Track Changes. Now, if that is highlighted like it is right now, it's currently on. If I click on it and it's no longer highlighted, it's off. So just to show you an example, right now if I were to delete the word "the" from the beginning of the sentence, nothing really changes. Everything works as normal. However, if I were to turn on Track Changes, and you'll see now it's highlighted in orange, and I were to take out the word "the," you'll see that we receive the edits, which are tracked, which are shown in red, which is what I am set to currently as an author, in red. So if I were to share this with someone else, then they were to make edits to this as well, theirs might show up in blue or green or what have you as other people come to edit. So currently mine is set to red, and you'll see that as I show a few more options here. Just for an example here, we currently have a paragraph that talks about 4 models. What I'm going to do is change these 4 models into only 3 models, so we'll be deleting a little bit more as we go here. So if we go about midway down through this paragraph, we'll see that it talks about model 4. We're going to want to get rid of that. And here again, I just highlighted it. I hit delete on the keyboard, and you can see what the sentence was, and then you can see that my lines are through it, that we no longer would like that sentence in there. Another thing that we could do is start to write other words in, so we could make additions. So instead of the word "the" at the top, which you'll see that is crossed out, I might want to add in "our," and then it shows up in red print or in red type with no line through it, but it is still in red. As you go forward with this, when someone sees these edits, they can just scroll through next, which if you look up here just to the right of the Tracking tab, you'll see the Changes tab. So as I was going from the different changes that have been made, I could just click on Next. It'll automatically take me to the next change that's been made, which is to delete that sentence talking about Model 4, for example. If we look at some of the other tabs that are up here, just to the right of Changes and where we can accept or reject, is the Compare button and Compare option. And here we could have an original text, an original document, and then the current document. We could compare those, and it'll show 2 pages on the screen, one of the old document, one of the other document that we're comparing to it. You can also combine a variety of documents there as well. The next one over would be to change who gets to edit this and who doesn't. Depending on who you're working with, you might want someone to have a read-only status, and this is the place where you could set that through the Restrict Editing tab. The next one over is Start Inking, which is to give you the option for the ink in a pen. This is something that, while could be used, would probably not be used as much in a text document. Just to show you briefly, I will click on that Start Inking. You'll see that now our tab up top changes a little bit, and here we have the option for a pen, which is currently set to red, and here we can make changes or additions as well. So if we don't like this last sentence, we could just cross it out as so, Again, really similar to the option that we used when I just deleted. However, it will show up a little bit differently here. We could change this in the top to a black marker. We could change it to a blue one, or a green one, or a gray one. And those are pretty easy to do. The other option we have here is to highlight. So if there's something that we really like, so if Model 1 shows something that we really want to be highlighting, we can take that there. We also might want to look down here and see what some of the effects were in some of these models. So for example, we might want to highlight these random sentences that I've chosen just to show you how the highlight works. Here again, you can change the colors. So maybe Model 2 is in blue or turquoise, whatever you'd like to call that. And maybe Model 3 is the magenta, if you will. And you'll see real quickly we can edit just like if we had a bag of highlighters and pens. We can do this all right with Microsoft Word. Option is to change the thickness in the pen and all these highlighters as well. And then one thing that you might want to do, especially given what I've done, is erase some of this because this started to get messy as I started to try to demonstrate the options with the different colors and so forth. So that's really simple. And here again, pen, highlighter options, and again, those are the ink tools. To get out of this, we can just click back on that review tab, which we showed earlier, and then it brings us right back to where we were. Again, we could use that eraser tab. The other thing we could do is the undo button, Control+Z, and that would get rid of whatever I've done here recently if I wanted to bring back that highlighter or continue to do it. Eventually I could get rid of it. And here again, I'm just clicking the undo tab to do that. One other thing that we haven't looked at on this top tab under the review, which I'd like to address, would be the comment option. So if we were to give feedback and we really think that Model 1 needs some sort of change to it, I might go to the end of that sentence and then type in, "This is a control model, please change to something else." Like what I have listed in Model 2, for example. And then we could change Model 2. All we would do is click, and wherever our cursor is, when we click on New Comment, it brings us right in, and we could write that, change this to Model 3, and then perhaps under Model 3, if we go to the end of that sentence, we could change this to Model 1, for example. We could give comments, which if we see a statistically significant effect size, we might comment, "This is awesome," and then when we realize that it's looking at a negative effect size, we might add that "This is horrible," or whatever it is that we'd like to share with whoever it is that we're editing in conjunction with here. We'll leave it as "This is awesome." So those are some of the options that we have here with track changes and some of the comment tabs. If you were to receive this document, and all the way up top to the right, you'll see that we have the option for Share Now. We also have Send by IM. This is going to take you having a link login, and you can share this really quickly using Microsoft Link if you have that on your computer, and if you have a login, you can share it now or you can send it by IM. Again, a way to send documents back and forth with whoever else it is that you are working to edit these papers with. So if you were to receive this document by an IM or by some sort of share method, and again emailing works just as well as any of those, you would then want to look at some of these changes that have been made. You would probably wonder why there were the lines at the top, but that was just for demonstrating something to all of you. And with the track changes on, what we might want to do is start at the top and then look and see, do we want the change to our? If you want to accept that and move on to the next, you would just click accept, and then it'll move us right along. So now it's listed as our, again still in red to show those changes. Only when I take track changes off would it come out of that. Another thing that we might look at would be these comments, and if we wanted to go to the different comments, all we would have to do is click on one and look at that, and then we could delete that comment and then move on to the next. And here again, delete is just the red X above the comment. If I scroll my mouse over that, it shows delete comment. And then below that we can either see previous comment with the arrow that points backwards, and forward or next comment with the other one here. And that will again take us right through all of the different comments that have been made here, and then when we're done it'll ask if we'd like to go back to the top. I'm just going to say no for now, and let's look and make sure we enjoyed all of the other additions here. So again, comments are left of the track changes tracking page tab, and to the right of that is where you have the accept, reject, previous, and next. So we can scroll through the next and see if we like those or not. And then when we're done, it'll ask us if we'd like to go back to the top or the beginning of the document. Here we'll say no, and that is in a nutshell an introduction to some of the options that you have for tracking your changes. And here again, if we take track changes off, we can again make any additions or subtractions that we like, and those are no longer being tracked. One other thing is the reviewing pane. If we were interested in seeing what changes have been made, who made those, you'll see that my name comes up and what has been done, and that's something that you can use as another way to just kind of follow along the changes and comments that have been made and see how many revisions have been made going forward. So to get rid of that, all I would do is click on reviewing pane again, and that again is an introduction to some of the basics of track changes and editing with Microsoft Word and some of the tools that it has built right into the program that is extremely accessible, free, quick, and easy to use for anybody who needs help with, like I said, peer-to-peer, faculty-to-faculty, teacher-to-student, whatever scenario that you're working with. So, thank you for tuning in to this TLC Tech Talk, which again was using Microsoft Word Review tab. For more information, go to the Teacher Leader website at the website address listed below, or email me, Clint Huntrods, at clint-huntrods@uiowa.edu. Thank you.